And by cool, I mean cumbersome and riveting. Don't take it too hard. I mean, clearly, as you can see, I'm kind of a costume design snob. Okay, fine. It's a nice suit. Sorry. Jeez.
Ultimate Spider-Man came out in 2005 for the PlayStation 2, Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and PC. Here we are watching the PlayStation 2 version of this game. This game will be 17 years old this year. It is insane to think that games that are now reaching 20 years old that were made like this back then, it just makes me feel so old at this point. But anyway, with Spider-Man being my favorite superhero, when this game came out, I played it a lot. There is so much that they do right with this game. Now, considering the fact that the game is based off of the Ultimate Spider-Man line of comics, there are a bunch of things that are different with this character in comparison to the Amazing Spider-Man. For instance, Peter and Eddie Brock are childhood friends and not just rival photographers at the Daily Bugle. The Venom symbiote was developed by both their fathers as a way to cure cancer, so it's not an alien anymore. Trask steps in and takes the suit away from them to turn it into a weapon for the military, only until Peter gets a hold of the suit and try to steal his father's research back from Trask. The suit doesn't bond with Peter and rejects him. Eddie discovers what Peter has done and takes the suit for himself, which he then becomes Venom. The story for this game is pretty cool because you get to come across a lot of characters from the Marvel Universe like Nick Fury, Wolverine, Human Torch, Agent 13, and a handful of mentions like Daredevil, Captain America, Iron Man, and even Madam Web is mentioned. I love it when they do this because it just makes the world feel so much bigger and where these characters might be. Now, hopefully one day we can get a video game franchise where it is a connected universe that spans across multiple video games just like the MCU. Hopefully one day. Throughout the game, you will be doing a lot of things around the city that are there in order for you to progress to the next story mission. So that can mean saving people hanging from buildings, stopping a car from being stolen or simply just speeding, a mugging, a bank robbery, and you will also have to find these special tokens across the city as well. You will also have to complete these objectives known as combat tours. You are sent to find criminals and beat them up and keep doing it until you have beaten all of the enemies. And one last thing, you will also have to participate in a time trial race that has you swinging throughout checkpoints as fast as you can. Now, I wouldn't mind doing all this if the combat just wasn't so repetitive. The fighting can be fun when you're able to web up bad guys, but the combat is very limiting and I feel like I had a much better time with the combat in Spider-Man 2, especially with the Spider Sense mechanic. Because in Spider-Man 2, if you press a button when your Spidey sense goes off, you will actually be able to perform a dodge animation and avoid attacks. In Ultimate Spider-Man, all you do is press the jump button to avoid attacks. It doesn't provide anything interesting to the combat experience, I feel, and is something you're going to do anyway, even without the Spidey sense being there to begin with. The biggest improvement from this game compared to its predecessors, however, is the web swinging. Ultimate Spider-Man has a great web swinging mechanic that allows you to climb up your spider web while swinging to be able to get to greater heights, which I found awesome. Another feature to this game, which was a big selling point when this game was being released, is being able to play as Venom. You only get to play as Venom in short moments throughout the story, and you cannot free roam the city until you have beaten the game. Playing as Venom can be really fun. He doesn't web swing like Spider-Man, he can only do things like web zip with his tendrils and jump really damn high. The combat is very simple as well, except the deal with Venom is that his health can deplete pretty quickly, so this must mean that you must consume the life force of anyone you come across to survive. I like being able to play as Venom because it adds some variety to the gameplay and keeps the pace moving along really well, albeit the game is pretty short anyway, coming in around roughly 4.5 hours to beat. The voice acting is done really well, also with Peter sounding like an actual young kid from high school. The graphics, awesome. Clearly with this being in 2005, you can see it being a bit outdated in some instances, but the fact is that this game was made to look like a comic book, and that throws that all out the window anyway because you don't need to look at like anything more than that. I love the atmosphere that this game provides and tries to be a pure, fun comic book video game. Ultimate Spider-Man is a great video game for any Spidey fan, from being able to play as Venom and fight classic villains like Electro, Rhino, and much more. And if you have the limited edition like I do, you can also find a bunch of cool behind the scenes footage in the game menu. Guys, my name is Pedro Ordonez, also known as GL7. Please subscribe, comment, like, thumbs up, do whatever you guys can to support this channel. We are less than 100 subscribers away from 1,000, and I cannot thank you guys enough for your continued support. Let me know what you guys would like to see me review in the future, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace out.
Hey, you! Is that a rhinoceros horn, or you just happen to be... See, I am so scared I can't even finish my lame joke.